on the Spanish broadcast here on Apple TV. He was dedicating to Ian Frey, who hurt his knee. Now Gonzalo Pineda is up for it for the moment. He said his admiration with Tata Martino, but he knows his team's got to be a little bit more aggressive, especially in transition. I think we get ourselves tonight the best Leagues Cup game up to this point.
I mean, without Lionel Messi, the storyline of Tata Martino and Joseph Martinez against Atlanta would be maybe the storyline of the group stage in Leagues Cup. Tata Martino brought Atlanta United to such heights, unprecedented heights in their first two seasons in 2017 and 2018, leading them to the 2018 MLS Cup. Now he manages against Atlanta for the first time, and with Lionel Messi beginning from the start. Underway, Inter Miami and Atlanta United from Dry Pink Stadium in South Florida. Inter Miami in their signature pink kits. Atlanta United, they call themselves the Five Stripes in the red and black. Direct for Robert Taylor, dealt with by Brooks Lennon. Joseph Martinez now. Busquets, Messi's first touch of his second match. Arroyo. We'll go back to Kristoff. All right, so all the hype, Taylor, of Friday night now leads into what you've called the meat and potatoes of the second match in the Messi era. How does this play out? How is this determined on the pitch tonight?
I think for Inter Miami, they're going to have to be a lot more compact when they lose possession. I think that's why you're going to see Arroyo and Busquets together sitting in front of the two center backs. I think for Atlanta United, listen, Brad Guzan talked about it in the pregame. They want to dictate how the game's being played. I think their biggest issue is in transition. I don't think they take enough risk. I don't think they go for it. They're going to have to tonight.
Giacomakis coming through. Early chance for Giacomakis. Tries to cut it across. He does. It's in, and the flag is up. Tyler Wolff on the end. Denied by the offside flag.
But this has been the biggest surprise to me about Giacomakis and his profile. He's big, he's strong, usually he's good with his back to goal, but he has surprised a lot of people with his mobility, ability to run the line, ability to stretch the back line. Fantastic run from Giacomakis, just a tad offside, but now it plants the seed into the two center backs, Kamal Miller and Kristoff, that you've got to be very timely when you step forward. Otherwise, the number 7 from Atlanta United's getting in behind.
An MLS All-Star, 10 goals this season in 17 games. The best goals per 90 minutes in the league. Came on hot, scored in his first 5 starts, 1 away from the MLS record, which is still held by my broadcast partner, Taylor Twellman. He's been injured, though. That has been, I think, the difficulty with Yorgos Giacomakis is having him on the pitch. How different, Taylor, is Atlanta with a healthy Yorgos Giacomakis than when he's not in?
Yeah, there's just an X factor. There's the ability to turn the game on its head. They don't have that with the players that play that position. And so since Giacomakis came into this, he's been the real player that both Gonzalo Pineda, Garth Lagerwey in the front office desperately needed, but you said it best. He's got to stay healthy. Good spot here from Allen and Kramaski.
Allen keeps it in play. Joseph Martinez leaves it for Messi. Abram stepping up for Atlanta. Sergio Busquets was so good on Friday, finding Lionel Messi pretty much at every opportunity. Go out for a goal kick. DeAndre Yedlin getting a start for a second straight match. He wore the captain's armband for the first 54 minutes against Cruz Azul, then handed it off to Lionel Messi when he came into the match. Brooks Lennon for Tyler Wolff. Wolff's going to get on the end. 20-year-old off of Noah Allen, and Atlanta earns the first corner kick of this match.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. The two homegrowns, Tyler Wolff up against Noah Allen. I like Tata Martino giving a real boost of confidence to Noah Allen tonight because he's a little bit more mobile than McVeigh. But I think for Atlanta United, Tyler Wolff can take a few more risks, play almost as a second forward into the hole, looking for knockdowns and layoffs from Giacomakis up front.
Atlanta has been the best set-piece team in MLS this season. Almada into the middle, Yedlin the header away, knocked back in, looked like an offside position from Purata they're playing on, and now the delayed flag comes up. A man full of confidence, Yorgos Giacomakis, when we spoke to him earlier this year. He wanted that pressure of the number 7. I imagine he wants the pressure of playing against Lionel Messi as well. Giacomakis took the number 7, not just in Atlanta, he took it at Celtic. It's a big number in Celtic. It was worn by Henrik Larsson.
Stop, don't ruin the story. The point is, he took it because Joseph Martinez wore number 7. You know it and I know.
I'm saying he's done it twice in his career. He took Henrik Larsson's number 7 at Celtic. He then comes to Atlanta, takes Joseph Martinez's number 7 in Atlanta. He had not worn that number until he went to Celtic. Anticipation from the crowd, but Miles Robinson getting there before it could get to Lionel Messi. This is Jake on Talkback. Almada cutting it back. Almada, oh, what a ball to pick out Brooks Lennon. Callender stays on his line. Lennon keeps it in play. He's looking for Giacomakis. Maybe the wrong decision with Caleb Wiley crashing near post.
Yeah, but how about the ball from Thiago Almada? The vision and also the technical ability to deliver that ball.
Brooks Lennon now floating in and over Callender and off the post. Not sure he meant it, but inches away from a spectacular opener. Pressure from Sosa. Miami able to deal with it.
Atlanta doing a real good job in their defensive structure right now, limiting those channels to play into the feet of Lionel Messi. You and I could probably count on one hand how many touches he's even had an impact, if any touches at all. And a lot of that is Josetu and Sosa doing a real good job limiting Lionel Messi in those moments.
On cue, Messi trying to play Robert Taylor through, and Brad Gazan comes 20 yards off his line to clear it.
It just doesn't matter where he is, right? If he's in the channel, if he drops deep, everything's about opening the game going forward. Great ball from
I think he's onside. Messi with Gazan off his line. Messi off the post, puts the follow in. Of course he did. 8 minutes in, Lionel Messi gets his second for Miami. 1-0.
I mean, from the moment Leagues Cup started and kicked off, both teams have gotten after it. Drake Callender lucky because he's caught off his line with Brooks Lennon hitting the post. If you're not going to put pressure on Sergio Busquets, then you're going to get killed. Lionel Messi sliding over, staying on side, but Atlanta United cannot allow Busquets to find the space to pick up his head. We saw it Friday night. We see it here. Busquets on the ball. Messi finishes. Tata Martino celebrates. How about that start? Game 2, Lionel Messi.
As you said, Taylor, Lionel Messi was not involved really for 8 minutes, maybe 2-3 touches on the ball. All he needed was that one chance from Sergio Busquets.
The question is whether or not Messi was offside or not, because the ball from Busquets was so exquisite. He was wide open, and yet it doesn't matter. Onside.
Check complete. Goal is good. Lionel Messi's second for Miami opens the scoring against Atlanta. Can Atlanta respond? Giacomakis trying to flick it on. Caleb Wiley getting behind. Wiley tries to cut it back on Yedlin and wins a corner.
Yeah, Miles Robinson too late to see that Peralta had stepped onside, but again, Atlanta United getting killed, not putting pressure on Busquets.
Maybe as you'd expect it. Almada serves in over Abram. Calendar was not taking any chances. He sends it out, making a save, and it's a corner, a second one in a row for Atlanta.
Yeah, set piece is a little vulnerable time for Inter Miami. Abram doing a good job heading it down away from Calendar. Good save from the Inter Miami goalkeeper.
Lennon will take this one. Atlanta has scored 13 non-penalty set-piece goals this year, tied for most in the league in Major League Soccer play. This time Sosa's header is caught easily by Drake Calendar. Gonzalo Pineda said it to us when we talked to him yesterday. Busquets was the key. Getting pressure on Busquets was the most important thing. He said, I told our team, the media is talking Messi, 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 but the one that will be getting the passes to him is Busquets. The key to the match is to shut down Busquets so he can't get the ball to Messi. Well, they don't do that 8 minutes in, and they're down 1-0. Miller looking for Robert Taylor, who scored the opening goal for Miami on Friday. Brought down by Brooks Lennon, earns a restart. Miller into Allen. Allen to Messi. What a ball to Martinez. Joseph Martinez just over.
We spend a little bit of time in the pregame where Joseph Martinez is going to find so many opportunities because Messi's going to take all the attention where he's going to be 1v1. So you got to be in good spots. You got to be onside. You got to be aware of the situation. I mean, Messi's playing alongside a guy that's got over 115 goals in all competitions in Major League Soccer. Joseph Martinez chomping at the bit. Messi, no touches in the first 10 minutes. In the last 90, 3 big touches for a 1-goal lead here at home.
Almada getting away from Kremoski. Almada over to Wiley. Back to Sosa. Lennon. Cutting it back. Still Brooks Lennon. Now Rossetto. Sosa to Rossetto. Atlanta Third in MLS in possession. This is not surprising as they try to build forward in the final moment. Not there for them. Robert Taylor, how quick will Miami go?
Yeah, but 15 minutes in, my biggest concern for Inter Miami was the relationship between Josef Martinez and Lionel Messi in the defensive structure, because neither player really wanted to defend in the second half against Cruz Azul. So at times you're seeing Messi drop in. Now he's a little bit more central. All of that is better for Inter Miami, because now you're not just bypassing two players. I'm not saying Josef Martinez and Messi are going to defend for 90 minutes, but as long as they're in position to enforce Atlanta to play in wide areas, then the release out of that pressure into Messi's feet, you got Josef Martinez going the other way.
And that's a contrast to what we saw right the last 35 minutes of that game against Cruz Azul.
Absolutely, because both players are walking around naturally, just allowing Cruz Azul to walk by them. Just a little tactical tweak from Tata Martino to get Lionel Messi and Josef Martinez a little bit more staggered, but more effective when the ball turns over.
Yedlin does well to keep that in play. Messi, wonderful ball to Robert Taylor. First touch takes him a little bit wide. Taylor cutting it back, looking for Martinez, who was poked away. Now Rossetto on it for Atlanta.
What's amazing is, Jake, we don't have Jordi Alba. We don't have the 3 under-22 signings that they're planning on bringing in. And so when you see Busquets and Messi have the technical ability to open up the game, that supporting cast now could have a huge impact, not only in this Leagues Cup, but whether or not they make a run into the playoffs. How about that ball to Robert Taylor?
Jorge Mas told you guys on the pregame show they expect Jordi Alba end of the week to be integrated. Here is Lennon now for Atlanta. Again, floating it to the back post. Too far. All right, Friday night, it was LeBron, Serena, P. Diddy, DJ Khaled in the house tonight. Camilo Cabello behind P. Diddy having a chat right now. This is the ticket in one of the hottest towns in the world. It's here at Dry Pink Stadium. He'll always be Puff Daddy to me, Taylor. I don't know about you.
That was about 20 years ago, Jake.
Hey, it shows my age.
You know, I thought Kremaski, as he's on the ball here, had a difficult night against Cruz Azul. He was nervous, gave the ball away a ton. Tonight, he's been very smart in his positioning. His touch has been clean. Just playing very simple growing into the game. But I love the way tactically how this team is set up. It's allowing Kremaski and Messi go find the game. Josef Martinez occupy the 2 center backs and allow Busquets and Arroyo to be part of the buildup.
Martinez. DeAndre Yedlin. Messi leaves for Busquets, who leaves for Messi. Looking for Taylor, Lennon there. Wolf trying to turn. Busquets. Miami's chance, a few ones tonight to try to build.
Yeah, this is so good from Benji Kramaski.
Oh, that ball from Busquets back to him. Lennon cut it off from getting to Martinez.
Good spot from Arroyo as well.
Steps in to keep it, Kramaski. Messi. Still Messi. Slides it to Taylor. Back to Messi. Martinez. Messi. Right at Guzan. Down pitch side, Arcady with him, who just chatted with Atlanta manager Gonzalo Pineda.
20 minutes in, I asked the Atlanta manager, what have you seen? What do you need to see? He said, look, we've been so dangerous with our runs in behind, but we need to be better connected in the final third. He said, we're strong building from the back, but our middle block is broken. We've got to do a better job right now intercepting those passes.
Gonzalo Pineda told us yesterday, he said they have the best player in the world, certainly then in the game. But when the whistle blows, we have to be the better team. He noted early on in the match against Cruz Azul had early chances. They weren't clinical. Now, when saying that, I don't know if he knew Lionel Messi was going to start tonight. So we thought, okay, maybe if we're in the same situation, we need to jump on him. As Lennon sends it in, Callender crashing through Miller. Allen keeps that from being a corner. He wanted Atlanta Gonzalo Pineda to jump on Miami early. That's given away by Busquets. Sosa into space, nobody was there. Instead, it has been Inter Miami that has opened the scoring through Lionel Messi. Taylor.
My only question for Atlanta United's approach right now is why would you allow a Busquets and Messi the time and the ability to find the game?
I don't think that's the plan. This certainly isn't. Messi driving forward. Over to Robert Taylor. Taylor cutting it back. Martinez left it for Messi. Oh, my word. He has done it again. Lionel Messi. 3 goals in less than an hour of play for Inter Miami. 2-0 tonight over Atlanta.
The plan may not be to allow Messi and Busquets to find the game, but if you're going to sit in a mid to low block, you can't allow Busquets to find the ball. You can't allow Messi to get into the seams. 2-3 touch passes, you're in behind, now you're into the gaps, now you're chasing the game. Look at the Atlanta United defenders chasing back to goal. Robert Taylor back to Messi. But time and time again, he pops up in the right spot at the right time. Atlanta United have played into the hands and the feet of the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi. Second game in, his third goal in what, 45 minutes?
58.
Welcome to the United States of America and Major League Soccer. There's your GOAT.
58 minutes officially. Lionel Messi has played for Miami, and he has scored 3 goals. It is remarkable. Maybe not surprising. Can it be surprising if it's him? He always lives up to expectations. He has done so in Miami. 2-0 already tonight. 3 goals in under 60 minutes of play. In honor of Ian Frey, a really nice sentiment, such a difficult moment that was maybe could have been lost in everything that happened Friday night, if not for Lionel Messi bringing it to the forefront after the game. Ian Frey tearing his ACL. That has been confirmed since in about the 30th minute of that game. His third straight ACL tear, 3 years in a row for a 20-year-old player. And Lionel Messi, after the game, after that incredible moment, the first thing he says is, "I dedicate this win to my teammate Ian Frey, who's gone through such difficult times." Somebody who's been his teammate for less than a week. Picture in the locker room, holding up Ian Frey's jersey with the whole team after the game. Now Thiago Almada, what can he do for Atlanta to respond? Yedlin able to head it away. Giacomakis battling with Kristoff. These are the moments Atlanta certainly won't want. Messi into Martinez, kind of lost it. His former teammate Miles Robinson takes it away.
What's crazy is 25 minutes in, how many times have we seen Caleb Wiley get forward, right? DeAndre Yedlin doing a real good job of pinning Caleb Wiley wide so he can't get him behind. And then you've got Brooks Lennon. At times he's gotten in good spots. The final ball hasn't there. I get it. The ball was whipped off the back post that caught Drake Callender off guard. The problem with Atlanta United for me is the same problem tonight. You can have possession, but what do you do with it? At times it's way too delivered for a team that has this much quality, especially in wide areas.
56.1% on the MLS season, Atlanta, third most in the league. It's translated to goals. They've scored the third most goals in MLS, 42 so far this season. They've also conceded second most, 39. Their season, if nothing else, has been fun. From a neutral's perspective, it's been a roller coaster maybe from an Atlanta perspective of inconsistency. Gonzalo Pineda said that straight up. So it's been inconsistent in everything. Performance on the field, the lineups that we put out there because of injuries, of international absences. The focus now for them is to play the same way with the same ideas, regardless of who's available. That's what he wants to focus on. Tonight, the focus has got to be, how do we come back down 2-0 to Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets.
Yeah, but I'd be on the front foot, Jake. Yeah. I would be on the front foot, and I know what you were trying to understand, what I was talking about, in understanding if you're in a mid-block, you've got to have pressure. This is midfield. This is the greatest player ever. You're allowing Busquets to pick up his head. You're allowing Messi to make a 25 to 30-yard run. No pressure on the ball whatsoever. This is easy for anyone of this quality. It's one thing to set up. It's another thing to let it just break wide open. And Diddy having himself a night.
Now Almada, Wiley tries to get it back to Almada. Callender keeps that in play. Martinez leaves for Arroyo. Yedlin for Messi. Messi through for Yedlin. He's going to get there. One of the fastest players in Major League Soccer. Floats it for Martinez. Leaves it for Taylor. Cuts it back for Kramaski. His shot was blocked. He had Messi arriving. We'll look there afterwards between the two as well.
Yeah, but we saw some of this in the second half against Cruz Azul. When Messi drops into the hole, DeAndre Yedlin has a ton of space to go forward. Good little touch here from Joseph Martinez. Kramaski didn't sense Messi coming in, but I just love the Kramaski that we've seen tonight. You learn a lot about a young player. Difficult 3 nights ago, 4 nights ago. What do you get tonight? A much better player that's up to the moment.
Purata direct for Giacomakis. It's to Calendar instead. Busquets, this is what Atlanta said they didn't want to have happen. Busquets on the ball, Amada closes him down. Messi. Through for Martinez. Purata's going to get there. And then the offside flag comes up on Joseph.
Well, it's difficult times tonight for both Purata and Miles Robinson, and that's just the impact of Messi when he drops into the hole. A center back will tell you the worst nightmare is when one of the attacking players is always in the spots that makes you have to make a decision. Do I drop in, follow him? And if I don't, then he's going to be allowed to run at him. So that's where Joseph Martinez can really thrive. It was Miguel Almiron early on in his career where it was more just rock and roll, get after it, real pace. This is going to be a little bit more pragmatic. But again, Joseph Martinez can thrive in one-on-one situations because all the attention in the world's on Lionel Messi.
We talked to Miles Robinson yesterday. He said, hey, man, how are you? First thing he said, I'm excited. He was excited to play against Messi. He's like, these are the games you want to play in, especially, he says, as a defender. I like to defend and play against the top attacking players. Miles Robinson was excited to compete against Lionel Messi. 30 minutes in, how's he feeling about that?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, but some of that is the midfield, in my opinion, because Rossetto and Sosa are not on the same page. And again, it's been a problem for Atlanta United throughout the entire year. They don't have a natural six. They don't have a destroyer in the midfield. They've got 4 or 5 midfielders that are not sixes, not eights. And it turns into a half a tactical setup because they don't have players complementing each other. And I think you've seen some of that tonight with Rossetto and Sosa.
Brooks Lennon earns the corner off of Noah Allen. Atlanta does have Tristan Muyamba on the bench, signing in this transfer window. Plays that 6, that 8 role. Sounds like talking to Gonzalo Pineda, maybe a hybrid of the two, can play either.
Yeah, but they need a 6, plain and simple.
Lennon, Calendar comes strong to catch. Down pitch side to Arcady with him.
Tata Martino very active over on this Miami sideline. Multiple times he's called out to Kamal Miller. Miami often recycling the ball recently. He's getting his defenders' attention and pointing out that Atlanta, while playing a little compact in the midfield, he has Noah Allen and Robert Taylor wide open with space in front, and that's the option he wants him to use right now.
Messi. Robert Taylor.
I'd also add to that, though, Jake, it just feels to me there's no fight. There's no energy. There's nothing from Atlanta being on the front foot, up for the moment, up for the challenge. Only 4 wins in their last 15 games in MLS. And yet tonight it just feels like they're going through the motions.
Is that a symptom of the 8-minute goal? In 8 minutes where Lionel Messi touches the ball twice, you're not threatened for 8 minutes, and then boom, right away, you get scored on. Could that demoralize a team?
Yeah, absolutely. Or is that not excuse? But I also think the symptom's greater than that. They've given up 23 goals in the second half. That's most of any team in Major League Soccer. They've given up 11 points from winning positions. And so when you just think about it, I think they lack confidence. But what's surprising to me, as Messi's just put on a show tonight in multiple ways, is the fact that they are just not trying to get themselves out of the rut. I've always been a believer, when you're in a rut, you've got to plow through the wall. You've got to run through the mud. You've got to roll up your sleeves. I just haven't seen that from Atlanta United tonight.
It's been a roller coaster season for Atlanta United, who are in 7th place in the Eastern Conference as we've reached the League's Cup. Martinez is able to keep it. Now Messi. Arroyo. Yedlin.
Watch out for Yedlin.
Busquets instead for Messi. He settles. Messi right into Gazan. And now the flag comes up. He was offside.
Well, I figured out pretty quickly why Lionel Messi will only go someplace if his binky comes with him and Sergio Busquets. It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous. It's not even a secret, yet they still pull it off.
We saw it immediately when they both came into the game against Cruz Azul. And that's why Gonzalo Pineda said the key, maybe one of the big keys for them, is stopping Sergio Busquets, is getting pressure on him so he can't pick out Messi. Atlanta has not really been successful in doing that so far tonight. Almada to Lennon. Lennon defended by Noah Allen. Goes back to Rossetto. Almada. Through the legs of Busquets, but too far for Sosa. Taylor. Leaves for Messi. Now he floats it forward into the path of Taylor. Robinson is going to get there.
How about Robert Taylor? 28 years old from Finland. Years ago playing non-league football in England. Now sitting here starting with Lionel Messi next to him.
How much is he loving that? Giacomakis looking for the spectacular, and it's over. Well, fans, don't forget, you can see Inter Miami back in action for sure on August 20th versus Charlotte at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. That's their next scheduled match when the MLS regular season returns to play. However, there may be an extra 0 on that date because a win tonight, even a draw tonight, and a loss in penalties would clinch advancement for Inter Miami to the knockout round of the League's Cup. The way this is going, it is looking like Inter Miami may be staying here in Dry Pink Stadium for one more. If they win the group, they're guaranteed to host the knockout round game.
I thought he was very honest about that Cruz Azul game. He was upset with how the first half went. And he's made a few tactical switches. Yes, personnel with Messi and Busquets. I think Noah Allen coming in has been better than where Frey was playing as a right back. You get Yedlin now playing right back, his more natural position. It's been a quiet first half from Caleb Wiley. You bring Joseph Martinez in. Good understanding of exactly what the role is. But 19-year-old homegrown Noah Allen's done a very solid job. Kramaski, 18-year-old homegrown, done a very solid job in allowing the stars to shine in Busquets and Messi.
Oh, given away by Busquets. Wolf. Almada just wide. One of the, if not the best young player in Major League Soccer. Teammate of Lionel Messi, an Argentina World Cup winner. Came close to a wonderful goal.
One as dynamic of a player as you'll ever see. This year he leads all of Major League Soccer with 6 goals outside the 18. Can finish from all over the field. Bad turnover there from Sergio Busquets. Lucky for Drake Callender and Inter Miami, it was just wide from Almada.
It was interesting talking to Gonzalo Pineda about Thiago Almada in the context of playing against his national team teammate Lionel Messi. He said, I hope Thiago can be the better player tomorrow. And he said, I want that. He said, Thiago wants that weight, that leading role. He's quiet, just like Lionel Messi is. But when he's out on the pitch, he wants the weight on his shoulder. Gonzalo Pineda said he sees some similarities. Look, maybe not in quite the level of their game, and nobody is going to be similar to Messi in that regard. But he sees similarities in how they carry themselves off the pitch and then on the pitch, wanting to carry the weight of the team. Murata, a heavy touch. It's going to work out okay for Atlanta, though. Arroyo is able to get back on it. The flick to Yedlin. Kramaski, Martinez, Robert Taylor. Taylor into a dangerous spot, dealt with by Miles Robinson.
I mean, you watch Inter Miami attack, you'd feel like they've been training together for 5 weeks, everybody on the field. It's been 5 trainings for Inter Miami with Busquets and Messi. 5. And yet everything is really in sync. Kramaski in the balance. Joseph Martinez, Robert Taylor running off. The timing's there. I mean, what a show they've put on the first 41 minutes tonight. An absolute clinic in being definitive with the ball and taking their chances well.
Busquets let that kind of run through, and it was recovered by Arroyo. The Messi and Busquets effect has been stark.
But you've also seen glimpses of Sergio Busquets getting caught, right? And so Tata Martino and his staff, they understand that there are going to be few opportunities with the athleticism and pace of this league. He may get caught. That was the first thing he noticed the other night. And it wouldn't surprise me post-game if he's going to talk about the athleticism at times where you can get caught if you're not clean. But last night, the one-touch, or excuse me, Friday night, the one-touch passing, half turns, the ability to see things 3 or 4 steps ahead, different level.
Yedlin and Messi not on the same page. Chetu, a flick to Almada. It's well-defined Giacomakis. Now over to Lennon. Isolated with Allen. Lennon gets the cross in, but right at Calendar. Seven assists this year for Brooks Lennon in MLS play. The most of any defender. Miller stepping forward. He's going to keep going. Taylor. Kamal Miller. Just going through Brooks Lennon. Now Busquets. Over to Messi. Leaves for Yedlin. Sergio Busquets. Back to Arroyo. Lionel Messi. Defended by Caleb Wiley. Messi towards Yedlin. He gets it back. Spinning around. Now towards Taylor. Lennon there to knock it forward. Kramaski leaving it. Sosa there. Busquets, Yedlin, Messi, oh, so well, does so well to keep it from abroad. Still on it, Kramaski, Robert Taylor. Oh, Robert Taylor, what a goal! Sensational from Robert Taylor, and Miami is flying 3-0 before halftime.
remarkable amount of spacing and balance between this Inter Miami attack. Messi comes in, Kramaski with a little bit of a difficult first touch. But how's that for a one-time finish from Robert Taylor? The first goal against Cruz Azul, the third goal tonight against Atlanta United. After Friday night, he said, what a treat for my dad in Finland to watch every moment of every game on Apple TV. Well, how about that, Mr. Taylor? Antonella and company putting on a show tonight. 3-0, Drive Pink Stadium, Inter Miami.
He has scored some spectacular goals this season. His fourth MLS and Leagues Cup combined. I think he's enjoying playing with Lionel Messi.
He literally was contemplating retirement. Couldn't even get a game in non-league football in England, the 7th division, where they are now. It's truly one of those remarkable stories. I mean, he's played for Finland 28 times, but at one point he was talking about, I got to find something else to do for a profession. And yet here we are on July 21st and July 25th. He's got 2 goals in 2 games playing with Lionel Messi.
Remarkable. On Finland's squad at the 2020 Euros, didn't play for them. He's a player with relatively high-level experience, and now certainly living out the dream of any footballer, of any soccer player. Playing with the world's best. Busquets as well. What a first half. The first half of Lionel Messi from the start. And as spectacular as anybody could hope, David Beckham, Jose Mas, just what they would have wanted. 3-0 at the half. Let's go down to Katie with Tata Martino.
What did you see from your club in this first half that you liked, and what's the message in the locker room at the half?
Y continuar de la misma manera. Creo que hicimos un buen primer tiempo y tenemos que seguir ordenados y ser contundentes.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
We have to continue in the same way. We did a good first half, and we have to continue in that same path to be strong in the second one.
Nice and consistent. Appreciate it. Jake?
Yeah, continuing on that path, I think that'd be all right for Miami and Tata Martino. What a half from Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, Robert Taylor, and Miami 3-0 over Atlanta. We'll be back from Dry Pink Stadium after this.
The message in the locker room was a positive one. Specifically offensively, he felt like they just need to be a little bit more patient in the final third. He said, we're getting a ton of crosses. We just need to be a little bit more clinical and also look for more clear chances. I asked him, you mentioned that mid-block being broken, needing to do a better job of intercepting passes. He said they're changing things. Instead of being in more of a 4-1-4-1, you're going to see them in a 4-2-3-1, specifically trying to do a better job of shutting down Sergio Busquets.
Can Thiago Almada help Atlanta get back into this? DJ Khaled and David Beckham were thrilled by this first half. Another one. That's what Lionel Messi said. What does Atlanta say? What does Gonzalo Pineda say? What does he do to get Atlanta United back into this game?
I could care less what the numbers are. I can care less what the formation is. I got to see a reaction energy-wise. I got to see a reaction of whether or not Gonzalo Pineda has his finger on the pulse within this group, because the way they came out, what was it, off for 10 days? They were flat, they were lethargic, they lacked ideas going forward. You're making 2 changes with Mascara and Hernandez, but there's got to be a change in that chest and in between the ears of every single player playing for Atlanta United. Otherwise, there's going to be some real questions to be asked of this team in the second half of the MLS regular season.
Ronald Hernandez, the 25-year-old Venezuelan. Edwin Mascara, the 22-year-old from Colombia. Hernandez comes on for Juanjo Purata, and Mascara comes on for Tyler Wolff. The first 2 changes of this game from Gonzalo Pineda at halftime. Meanwhile, Taylor, if you're Tata Martino, he was pretty level-headed when he spoke to Katie Witham before halftime, saying, First half was good. We need to keep doing it in the second half. He's got to be thrilled, right, with how that first half went. I imagine just wants more of the same.
Yeah, but he made a few tactical switches. So any manager will tell you when you see one thing against Cruz Azul and then immediately you see your group react to it. In possession, they had DeAndre Yedlin playing almost as a winger. Arroyo would drop deep, almost play as the third center back. That allowed Busquets and Messi to go find the day. I love what I saw from the 18-year-old Kramaski. I think the 19-year-old Noah Allen did a fine job. 3-0, 45 minutes in. How can you not be pleased with what you saw if you're Tata Martino?
Second half underway at Drive Pink Stadium. Inter Miami 3, Atlanta United 0. Atlanta, they need something quick, directly into Giacomakis. That came off of Miller, and it's a throw for Atlanta United. Thiago Almada. Rossetto. Mascaro was making a run. Instead, Rossetto will keep it himself. Finds Almada. Almada to Giacomakis. Tried to get it back to Almada. Cut off well by Arroyo, and Kramaski able to collect.
Now with the second half subs coming in for Atlanta United, Hernandez will play as a left back, so Abram will play as a center back next to Miles Robinson, with Mascaro playing almost as a right winger with Almada underneath Giacomakis and Caleb Wiley playing as a left wing.
Edwin Mascara, a 22-year-old, part of the under-22 initiative that Atlanta signed. You can sign up to 3 players under the age of 22, and the transfer fee paid is not going to count towards the salary cap. Atlanta had 4 players actually on the under-22. Mascara was on loan to begin this year, recalled from his loan, which meant that Franco Ibarra had to go on loan to Toronto. Now Mascara is going to get a second half that certainly Atlanta hopes will be impactful. Messi scoops it to Noah Allen. Back to Robert Taylor. Taylor into Kramaski. Robinson pokes it away. Busquets wins it right back for Miami. Noah Allen. Taylor. Kramaski. Oh, nifty turn. What footwork from Kramaski. And then Kazan is able to make the save on a well-struck ball from Robert Taylor.
How about Kramaski in the tight spaces? The confidence just flowing through him tonight.
We talked about it a lot. You did on the pregame show. A tough night on Friday for the 18-year-old Benjamin Kramaski. He's homegrown from Key Biscayne here in Florida, an Argentinian-American. Has actually spent time with the youth national teams of both the United States and Argentina. All of a sudden, an 18-year-old kid now thrust into being the teammate of his idol, Lionel Messi. Wasn't great against Cruz Azul. Gave the ball away several times. What have you seen from him in his response tonight?
I mean, you're being polite. 80% of the time he touched the ball against Cruz Azul, it ended up with Cruz Azul, right? So, but you learn so much about young players, quite honestly, any of us. When you have failure, what do you do next? I think Tata Martino gave him a ton of confidence, saying you're going again tonight. You're going to play in front of Busquets. Just keep it simple, move around, use your mobility and youthfulness to bring some energy to the team. But he's been actually really good in possession, hasn't lost possession, good clean touches. That 18-year-old kid's got a high ceiling. I mean, it was only a year ago he was playing in the MLS Next All-Star game presented by Allstate, by the way.
Who is his coach?
Yours truly. That was the highlight of his life until Friday night.
Talk about overcoming adversity. To go from there to here. Here's Lionel Messi. Through for Taylor. Lennon was able to get there for Atlanta. Robinson had to get rid of that, and he did. Taylor, Allen, Kramaski. Kristoff, Yedlin.
But see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the tactical switch. Look at where DeAndre Yedlin is and look at where Arroyo is. Now, of course, the commentator gives it away, but the spacing is different. They're allowing Busquets and Messi the freedom to find the game when they need to, and Yedlin's playing as a winger.
Look at Almada go around Arroyo. Wiley cutting inside. Wiley leaving it. Giacomakis maybe just took too long from Atlanta United in what looked like their most threatening move forward of the match. And Rochetu chops down Giacomakis.
But it's taken us 51 minutes to see Caleb Wiley and his impact on the game, and I love the idea coming inside, not off the outside of Kristoff. Good touch there. I think he's got to hit it first time. The first touch sets up Caleb Wiley perfectly. Yes, Giacomakis in the first touch lets him down, but everything from Caleb Wiley was perfect. Positioning, space, touch. Be selfish in that moment and have a hit. I think the question now for Tata Martino is how long do you go with Busquets and Messi? Do you want to play them into fitness? Now, those two are going to tell you that they can play 90 minutes, but the longer the scoreline's 3-0, be smart here.
How do you balance that if you're Tata Martino? If Lionel Messi, if Sergio Busquets don't want to come out?
Well, it's better it's Tata Martino and not me, because I'd sit right down and just say, yep, go ahead, do what you want.
Almost given away. Martinez couldn't get there.
But in all seriousness, keep the eye on the prize, right? You've got 2 trophies playing for in Leagues Cup, US Open Cup. You've got 12 MLS regular season games remaining. You're going to probably need 26, 27 points. Jorge Mas, David Beckham have told me numerous amount of times in the world that they expect to really do something in the second half of the year. I'm just saying 65th minute, if it's still 3-0, I'd think about it.
I mean, you heard Jorge Mas on the pregame show said, sneak into the playoffs, basically. Like, obviously Leagues Cup, Open Cup, they're going for it. But they're thinking MLS Cup from his words to you, Kalen and Mo on the pregame show. Get into the playoffs and then go from there.
Jake, if they get into the playoffs, they're on a roll. I don't want to play them if they get into the playoffs.
They're 12 points from the playoff line. That's a lot. But it's not impossible. Sosa heads it across. Yedlin flicking it on. Lennon again. Oh, cutting it back, giving it away. Here we go. Messi isolated with Ronald Hernandez. Almada coming back to help defend. Taylor to his left. Robert Taylor up and running. Robert Taylor off the post and in. Oh, does he love playing with Lionel Messi? Robert Taylor, second of the night. Miami 4, Atlanta 0.
I'm not sure if Finland has a 100-meter relay team, but I'm going to tell you right now, Robert Taylor inside his own 18 just ran the length of the field in 12 seconds. Messi knowing exactly what he's got. Robert Taylor on his horse. One touch, clean finish. Someone check the heart rate of Robert Taylor, because he died and went to heaven. Or should I say, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because Lionel Messi just showed up and put the game on a platter. 4-0, Inter Miami, Atlanta United. How do you like this show?
Goal scored by number 16, Robert.
That goal was scored in the 54th minute. Lionel Messi played 36 minutes against Cruz Azul officially. That's 90 minutes. That's 5 goals for Inter Miami with Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets on the pitch. We wondered, what would the impact be? Would it take time? Would there be an acclimation period to North America, to Miami, to Major League Soccer? There are 2 games in Leagues Cup. Through 90 minutes of play, there has been no acclimation period. They have come out flying. Miami is a team to reckon with in Major League Soccer.
And a good, solid, talented Atlanta United team looks shell-shocked. Imagine if this was the first time you saw Atlanta United tonight. You would literally go on your phone, look at the standings, and say, are we sure Miami's in last place and not Atlanta United? Because if you saw Miami for the first time, you'd figure they're in first place. It's unbelievable. In the blink of an eye, Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets have turned this game, this league, and this city on its head.
They are in last place in Major League Soccer. 12 points from the playoff line. 12 games to go. Over the head of Robinson, Almada settling. Sosa drives it across and away.
I mean, it's the run and the patience from Lionel Messi, understanding that Robert Taylor just ran almost 100 yards to get on the end of this. But Antonella and the boys, their introduction to this league, to this city, I don't think she has stopped smiling from the moment her husband stepped foot on the field.
He looks happy, doesn't he? I mean, other than the takeaway of the greatest of all time stepping up in the moment with so many eyeballs on him on Friday night, to me that was the secondary takeaway. He looked so happy in doing so, having his family literally pitch side where he could celebrate with them after a goal. His boys there as well. He seems to be really enjoying this a weekend. Why wouldn't you?
If you can't enjoy this, pal.
That's why he came.
But it's also how Jorge Mas won the sweepstakes for Lionel Messi. He talked about family, he talked about changing the game, but he also respected the privacy and the weight of the decision. Barcelona was the biggest threat to Lionel Messi, not Saudi Arabia. And so for Jorge Mas to play his cards right and to play into those heartstrings for Messi and his wife and his father and his mom and his 3 sons, you got to tip your cap to Jorge Mas, because not only did he persevere, that man is living the dream that he thought about when his mom and dad left Cuba and came to the United States and Miami, where dreams are made. He's created a ton of dreams here by persevering through it all.
It has been incredible. And it hasn't even been 2 full games. And Mosquera takes it away. Can Atlanta get one back? Mosquera into Almada, really well defended by Kamal Miller, recovering to intervene. Martinez gives it away. Mosquera coming forward. Edwin Mosquera. Calendar goes down, collects. Easy enough.
Well, and as much as we talk about Jorge Mas, what about David Beckham? And for those of you at home watching this game, go to David Beckham's Instagram feed, because yesterday at training, he was reenacting the free kick from Lionel Messi. And before the game, I said to him, listen, we get it. It was bend it like Beckham. I just told him, now it's bend it for Beckham. Embrace it. It's over. He had a good laugh. And by the way, he did score the free kick on Instagram.
How many takes? Did you ask him how many takes it took? I mean,
no,
for him,
it probably took 1.
It probably took 1 for him, of course.
I mean, he was sobbing after the game.
It's what he wanted, right? He came here 16 years ago, in part to make a lasting impact on soccer in this country. He's done that, regardless of whether or not he brought Lionel Messi. MLS being where it is now, even before Messi came, he had a large impact in that. But now being the one to get Lionel Messi to come here exactly 16 years later, it is a remarkable story. It is exactly as you would write it, and it continues to be tonight with this spectacular showing from Inter Miami in the second game of the Lionel Messi era.
16 years ago, the expansion fee was 10 million. It's now 500 million. 16 years ago, 13 teams. There's now 30 teams. Eventually when San Diego makes their introduction. And yet what people don't understand is on the field. You know, our own Marisa Dew was the 2007 MLS Rookie of the Year. The same year Beckham showed up. Guess where Marisa Dew ended up in 2008? Glasgow Rangers. Because more eyeballs were on the game. More eyeballs saw the quality that's within this league. Lionel Messi's just going to do that to a different degree.
Brooks Lennon to take this free kick. Drake Callender will do really well to catch. Is it fair to suggest, Taylor, that while you talk about Beckham's impact in the context of outgoing transfers, there might be an impact of Messi playing with incoming transfers, of players wanting to follow his path and come here maybe sooner than they would have thought?
Well, the under-22 players that Inter Miami are going to introduce fairly soon here. That came when Tata Martino made him a phone call, and about 3 seconds later, they were like, yeah, sure, I'm in. I mean, that's just going to happen. The key is Miami's the gateway to Latin America and to Latino communities. And so now the Liga MX players, they used to immediately think of Mexico. And double check that. They're now thinking Major League Soccer first and foremost.
Almada driving forward into space for Mosquera. Mosquera first time off of Miller.
He's been good. Kamal Miller's been good. He hasn't really been tested, but they're a good opportunity. And what a different night Drake Callender's had against Cruz Azul. You're standing on his head. That scoreline could have been so different if Callender doesn't have the game that he's had tonight. It's been fairly easy. Yes, he got caught off his line a little bit with Brooks Lennon off the post, but other than that, it's been fairly quiet.
Just 2 saves tonight for Drake Callender after 7 against Cruz Azul. And these two far more routine than most of the ones from Friday night.
Are you as shocked as I am about Atlanta United tonight?
Yes. I think the 8th minute goal really took a lot of wind out of their sails, so to speak.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
No.
It's just one goal. I get it. It's Messi. He scores a goal. Great ball from Busquets. But this team looks extremely fragile. Emotionally, but also just the way they're going about their business. Very few opportunities going forward.
Almada thought he drew a free kick.
He was fouled.
It wasn't given, and then Wiley went down to the box, ends up with Callender. It's been a roller coaster of a season for Atlanta United, and we have seen them in person in the several Atlanta games we've called at their best, and we've seen them at their worst. And tonight, certainly, it has been the latter. Gonzalo Pineda talks about the inconsistency, and I think it's fair to say they are probably the most inconsistent team in Major League Soccer this year.
They've given up 39 goals. That's second most in the league.
Scored 42.
You and I were here for the first meeting in the MLS regular season where that was completely overmatched, and yet Phil Neville and Inter Miami, they win 2-1. Josef Martinez scores. I looked at you and said, you know what, this Atlanta United team is so difficult to assess and try to understand exactly who they are. And now they're going to make 2 subs.
Osvaldo Alonso will come on, the 37-year-old MLS veteran, one of the best defensive midfielders in the history of this league. Coming off of an ACL tear, making a 7th substitute appearance all competitions. Coming on for Mateusz Rossetto, and Yorgos Giacomakis will come off. Miguel Berry will come on. A player who does not shy away from the pressure, from the spotlight, the pressure of playing against Lionel Messi, the pressure of playing against the man he replaced in Josef Martinez. Giacomakis, a quiet night tonight, and Miguel Berry will get the final 25 minutes of this match.
A different game if Giacomakis is onside early on when he got in behind, isn't it?
If Brooks Lennon's, maybe it was a cross, maybe it was a shot, if that goes in, it is a very different game. But like you said earlier, right, it's how you react to the moments throughout a game. And after Miami and Lionel Messi scored in the 8th minute, it has been all Miami. Almada, Caleb Wiley, Barry crashing in the middle, it's over him, through everybody, and out. Noah Allen, 19-year-old homegrown. Started on Friday night on the bench, came on for Ian Frey, a fellow homegrown who suffered a torn ACL. You thought he played well against Cruz Azul. How do you think he's done tonight? A 19-year-old with certainly a lot of pressure on him, playing with Sergio Busquets and Lionel Messi all of a sudden.
I think Brooks Lennon tested him a little bit in the first half. I think Brooks Lennon could have been maybe a little bit more clinical when he got by him, but I think Noah Allen's completely carried himself in a good light. Listen, Jason Kreis, Phil Neville, the former staff here at Inter Miami, talked a lot about the USL League One Player of the Year in 2021, just about his prospects, the ability to acclimate himself to different scenarios and different situations. And I think it says a lot that Tata Martino saw the second half against Cruz Azul. Yes, we talk about it. Josef Martinez, Busquets, and Messi came in. But that's difficult for a 19-year-old homegrown to come into the game where you haven't had a proper warm-up. It changed the game in Inter Miami's favor when Allen came in, and unfortunately Ian Frey came out.
Messi, Busquets, Busquets, Messi, tried to get it over to Yedlin, and it was broken up by Atlanta. Arroyo right back for Miami. Messi. Taylor flicking it on Messi. Hernandez did enough. Here comes Atlanta. Edward Mosquera. Mosquera cutting it in towards Barry. Yedlin's going to get there first. Oh, Messi getting behind. Looked to be offside. Kazan gets there anyway. Mosquera from distance, well high and into La Familia. 2 goals and an assist tonight for Lionel Messi. That pink kit has turned a little bit of a darker shade on this hot and humid South Florida night. It's a corner for Atlanta as Mosquera's shot took a deflection. Lennon will take it. Miller, the defensive header. Messi for Martinez. Taylor off and running again. Martinez cutting inside. Messi. Cutting it to his left. Slides it to Martinez. To Taylor. Oh, Kazan! A wonderful save to deny Robert Taylor a hat trick.
Again, I reiterate, 5 trainings they've had with Messi and Busquets. The interchanging runs. Robert Taylor understanding that Joseph Martinez in that moment was more dangerous, but come inside. Just the spacing and timing. David Beckham and Inter Miami really having the time of their life tonight.
A curtain call for Sergio Busquets, who leaves after 72 minutes for Victor Ulloa. Benjamin Cremasca will come off for his fellow homegrown David Ruiz. And Christopher McVeigh will be the 3rd change for Tata Martino.
Because Christoph is down right now, Jim.
Yeah.
Christoph is down, having his left knee looked at.
Serhii Krzysztof, the 32-year-old center back. Miami had to take off Kamal Miller about this time on Friday, almost exactly this time. It was the 74th minute. Now it's their other starting center back, Serhii Krzysztof, who leaves for McVeigh. Now Miller was okay, started tonight, and of course has played the entire match. But maybe a little bit of concern for Tata Martino, as there's the 19-year-old from Miami, David Ruiz, and the 26-year-old from Sweden, Christopher McVeigh. The 3 changes for Inter Miami. Not yet Lionel Messi. Stays in the match on a hat trick, 2 goals and an assist tonight. Messi will take the corner. Robinson the header away. Mosquera is still down. Wiley sprinting forward. Miller able to get it back to Callender. Messi gets away from Ozzy Alonso. Joseph Martinez, David Ruiz. Still David Ruiz, now leaves for Taylor. Back to Ulloa. Ulloa's shot takes a deflection and out for a corner.
"36 years old. Ozzy Alonso, 37, blows right by him.
He's done that to thousands of players in his career.
Yeah, he did it to me in 2007 Copa America. I never recovered.
Ozzy Alonso joined the club.
I'm going to say it. Don't you take him off? 75th minute, 4-0. You took off Busquets. I mean, I get the hat trick. I get it all, Jake. I understand it, but the bigger picture here, no?
Taylor serves it in, headed away by Lennon. It's a question for Tata Martino right now. It's probably a question for Lionel Messi himself.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he wants to stay in.
Absolutely. Every player in their right mind would want the hat trick, as would Robert Taylor right now.
Came close. Taylor did. They hired Tata Martino. I think he's a wonderful manager, obviously, right? But in part because if there's anybody that was reasonable to get this job that could take Lionel Messi off, Tata Martino may have been the only one. Will he do it? Or will Messi stay on to try to get a hat trick? Can Caleb Wiley make something happen for Atlanta? Does well to find Barry. Oh, Barry, what a cutback. Still Miguel Barry, and right at Drake Callender in the end. He got down quick, but Miguel Barry would love that back.
Well, great piece of skill from Miguel Barry, just in tight spaces. We saw him score the goal of his life against the New England Revolution off the bench for Giacomakis. Everything right, and yet if it's 2 yards to the right or left, it's a fantastic goal. Right at Drake Callender. Easy save.
Miguel Barry was born in Barcelona to American parents. Moved to the United States at 8 years old. Right about the time Messi was beginning to star for Barcelona, as Almada comes forward and then just kind of ran past it. Barry back on it, draws the free kick. An opportunity here for Atlanta. And you'd have to think for Lionel Messi's Argentine teammate, Thiago Almada, to try to match what Messi did on Friday night, albeit with far less on the line, down 4-0 in the 77th minute. Almada has scored. For Lionel Messi, who is immediately tempted to be accosted by a pitch invader. But what a night for Lionel Messi. 2 goals and an assist in his second appearance, his second act, as spectacular as his first, and only starting here in Miami.
I mean, it's a little closer than where Messi was the other night. But before Lionel Messi set foot in MLS, this has been the best free kick taker in 2023.
He has 3 this year in Major League Soccer. Almada! Callender parrying it away. He was positioned well, and he made the save. Almada has 3 direct free kick goals this year. The rest of the league has 9.
I mean, Callender doing a good job, just allowing his wall to do its job, hug the post. Thiago Almada knew it's too close to get it up over the wall. Derek Etienne comes in for Caleb Wiley.
fifth and final change for Gonzalo Pineda is Derek Etienne Jr. for Caleb Wiley. Sosa over to Lennon. Allen stepping up. Robinson off of Lennon, wins a throw. Next match for Atlanta United is on Saturday, hosting Cruz Azul on 7 Eastern. We can say, I think at this point, that match will be to advance out of the group in second place. Miami, when they finish off this win, will win the group. They will host in the round of 32. With Atlanta and Cruz Azul on 0 points each, the winner of that match goes through. And remember, there are no draws in Leagues Cup. If it's level after 90, it goes straight to penalties. So there will be something on the line on Saturday in the Benz, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
There's also going to be something on the line late September when Lionel Messi, Tata Martino, and Inter Miami travel to Atlanta. What a moment that's going to be. Does he play on turf?
Yep.
Joseph Martinez, Tata Martino returned to Atlanta, 70,000 people.
That match is on September 16th in Atlanta. Already was going to be a special day with Joseph Martinez going back to Atlanta for the first time to play as a visitor. Now with Tata Martino managing, and again, the possibility of Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets coming into the marvelous building that is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Like to see him playing there in 2026 as well. Robert Taylor gets a curtain call as well. 2 goals and an assist for Robert Taylor tonight, matching the stat line of Lionel Messi. Boy, has he already benefited from the presence of the greatest here in Miami. Joseph Martinez came back from an offside position. How about that? From thinking your career might be over to sitting next to the greatest player of all time, having each scored a brace, to watch the final 7 minutes in stoppage time of this match in South Florida. Barry left it for nobody.
I just think about the quote after the game from Robert Taylor saying, my dad can stay up to in the middle of the night to watch these games now, and he's now watching me play with Messi. Oh, that's a penalty.
Etienne went down. It is given. So Atlanta will have a chance to pull one back very late from the penalty spot, and is this going to be a straight red? It will be. Christopher McVeigh is sent off, did not try to play the ball. So the red card for the dog so offense, the penalty for Atlanta. Likely still too late for Atlanta United, but something here at the end.
Yeah, listen, it's a penalty. I said it in live action. My question is it 100% dog so? And I don't know, because Calendar's coming off his line. I think there's a debate there. It's a penalty for me, but the viewers are then going to tell me, listen, if you call a penalty, you've got to call it as dog so. And I just don't know if there's 100% a reason to do so, because Calendar was coming off his line.
No consideration for double jeopardy in this sense, if you consider it dog so, because he didn't try to play the ball. So that's why it would be red and not a yellow if Mario Escobar, the referee, determined, as he did, that it was a dog-so offense. This likely will not affect today. It does mean Christopher McVeigh will miss the knockout round match, the round of 32 that Miami will be playing. Serhii Kristoff came off injured for McVeigh. Don't know his status. So it could be an issue at center back for Tata Martino come the round of 32. Drake Callender versus Thiago Almada.
He loves to go to the goalkeeper's right. Does Drake Callender hold his ground a little bit to force Almada to be perfect?
Almada is saved by Drake Callender. The Miami dream continues. Everything going right for Inter Miami. Mascara saved by Callender on the follow-up.
Thiago Almada loves to go to the goalkeeper's right, but just hold your ground a little bit. And if you do, then he's got to be perfect. Sloppy penalty from Thiago Almada. But Drake Callender having himself a Leagues Cup Friday night and Tuesday night here in Miami.
Miami has been perfect tonight. This is possibly a giveaway. Can Derek Etienne Jr. take advantage? Broken up well by Inter Miami. Certainly now for them, Victor Ulloa and co. The plan to play for the clean sheet. Ronald Hernandez for Derek Etienne Jr. Into the middle, off of Miller, and finally cleared by Arroyo. Campana, Robbie Robinson's in space. He's going to carry forward. Martinez making a run out wide against his former teammate. Martinez, back post! Robinson missed it. It was Abram, rather, who was defending Martinez. And couldn't quite get it to Robinson, trying to draw a foul. He did, and a set piece for Miami. Tough night for Brooks Lennon, Brad Gazan, and Atlanta United. All smiles for those in pink. Robbie Robinson over it. Looked like he was going for goal. It certainly was. It was over Brad Gazan's net.
Want to bet me that's Maurice Adu right now? You want to bet me right now that's Maurice Adu?
The timing works out. He did just leave this booth about 3 minutes ago. Mo would never do that.
Who are you kidding?
How nice of that of Leo Messi to, during the game, sign the autograph. Look, it's wild here. The seats are right next to the bench. I mean,
first off, he's not doing it if it's 2-1.
No, definitely. Arroyo battling. Barry almost able to get on it. Sent out by Miami. It will be a corner for Atlanta. Almada to take. Alonso. Mosquera around Ruiz. Mosquera in. Derek Etienne Jr. well wide. Been that kind of season for Derek Etienne Jr. Free agent signing. Has just 2 assists this year, no goals. Those 2 assists came in the first 3 games of the year. Doesn't have a goal or assist since. Halfway through the first of a minimum 2 minutes of stoppage time. What a night for Inter Miami. Difficult one for Atlanta. You're getting that sweet. You can chat with the GOAT. Diego Schwartzman able to have a chat with Lionel Messi during the game. It's different. It's different here, right? I mean, part of the appeal, I think. We saw it on Friday. We talked about it again tonight. He can experience these moments with his family who are sitting one suite over. Certainly something he's never had this intimately in his career. And he has put on a show, Lionel Messi has, for a 2nd straight match. Derek Etienne Jr. is dispossessed as the final seconds count down on this 2nd act of Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. Exactly as anybody would have wanted, would have hoped for, would have written in this movie of Messi and Miami. He's done it again tonight. In comprehensive fashion, Lionel Messi leads Inter Miami to a 4-0 win over Atlanta United. They've won the group. They'll play again here at home in about a week in the round of 32. They somehow still have fireworks left here at Drive-In Stadium. Lionel Messi, 2 goals and an assist, and more spectacular moments from him. Part of all 4 goals. And this is the man of the match presented by Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
You asked me before the game what kind of sequel would we get, and I said hopefully it's The Godfather, not Dumb and Dumber. And it was Godfather, Star Wars, all wrapped up into one. All 4 goals, Lionel Messi played a huge part in. The first 2 scoring himself, the 3rd one facilitating the attack, and the 4th one rewarding Robert Taylor on a long run. A complete performance from Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. And beware Major League Soccer, this is a completely different animal here in South Florida.
A 2nd straight win for Inter Miami in front of La Familia. Drake Callender preserved the clean sheet with a late penalty save on Thiago Almada. There has been no adjustment period. No acclimation necessary for Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets and Inter Miami. What will be a storyline after every game? No doubt tonight who it would be. Thiago Almada trading jerseys with his World Cup teammate Lionel Messi, the 2 World Cup winners, having a moment there at the end. As a Robert Taylor and Lionel Messi, a wonderful attacking duo all of a sudden here in Miami as they go to salute La Familia and the supporters here in Fort Lauderdale. The Messi show is here, Taylor. It is not going anywhere.
And now they've got a little bit more than a week before they play that game. They're going to get fit. They're going to get rested. A little bit more time on the training field. Tata Martino is going to figure out little tweaks that we saw from game 1 to game 2. They had a completely different look to them. Yes, I get it. Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets from the beginning. But also just their spacing and tactically, the way they were set up. It really got after Atlanta United. It made Atlanta United really struggle, especially when those two were on the ball. Best friends now living the dream here in South Florida.
And maybe doesn't have the ending elation of the essentially walk-off winner at the death from Friday night, but the expressions on the faces are the same. All smiles from Inter Miami. Lionel Messi, Jorge Mas, David Beckham, DJ Khaled. Down pitch side, Arcady Witham is with one of the other stars of tonight's match, Robert Taylor.
Well, Robert, 2 goals and an assist for yourself as well as Lionel Messi. What were you guys able to take advantage of as a group on the pitch tonight?
I think we found spaces in behind and in front of their lines pretty well. We found a good balance. Every time Leo has the ball, we'll have few players running in behind to thread them in behind, and that creates loads of space for everyone else.
Talk a little bit about what you saw from your teammate, Lionel Messi, and what is it that he does to help elevate your game on the pitch tonight?
I think everyone sees what he does. He can keep the ball. He can do everything on the ball. He can keep in tight spaces. He makes the right decisions 100% of the time. Every time he has the ball, I'll just try and get in behind, make a run for him, and most of the time he'll find one of our teammates for sure, like making the run. So I think he brings so much quality to that team, so much.
And even with that quality, I think all of us maybe expected a little bit of a transition, but it seems like you guys are clicking right away on the field.
Yeah, I mean, he's he's the best player in the world. So this is what he does. He scores 2 goals. He scored last game. He gets another assist. It's just it's a dream come true to play with him.
Appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
A dream come true for a lot of people here in South Florida as well. Inter Miami 4, Atlanta 0. The sequel just as good as the original. We'll be back to wrap it up from Florida.